All right, hello everyone, and thanks for joining us here on Variant Roles. I'm your host, but not Game Master Dan Gaston at MadsIDM on Twitter, and we are here with a very special conclusion to our two-parter of VISLAE that started last week, GM'd by the phenomenal Alex, who is beside me here on this overlay. And why don't we all just go around and introduce ourselves and I guess why don't we start with Sam?
Okay, I really wasn't expecting that. Hi, I'm Samantha Darcy. I'm 65th Victor on Twitter. My pronouns are she, they. And tonight I play Caspian, an hermetic empathic apostate who calls upon the serpent. And his pronouns are he, him. I'm excited for more dating simulator.
Dating Simulator Saturn Edition. Here we come. All right, so continuing around, why don't we go over to Corey?
Hello, my name is Corey Hickson, and I'm also on Twitter with the same name, and my pronouns are he, they. And today I'll be playing Alice some more. Alice is an ardent maker who turns tales into reality, and her pronouns are she, her.
Excellent. Our lovely ghost Alice. All right, continuing around, we have returning once again, we've got Nox.
Hi, I'm Nox. You can find me on the internet, Nox Noctua. I am playing shit, where's my character sheet? For the sentence. I am playing Philia, a connected, gallant Vance who understands the words.
Perfect. And we have a returning player but new character joining us tonight in this masquerade of madness. We have Alexis.
Hi, it's me. I'm Alexis. I'm at Fox Venato. I use she, her pronouns. And tonight I'm going to be playing Cheshire. She is a bizarre, gallant weaver who wanders in delirium. And she uses she pronouns or they or really whatever she's addressed as because she wanders in delirium. What does it matter?
Excellent. All right. And as I introduce myself, I am Dan, and I am playing Zeinlin Bell, who is a aromatic, stoic apostate who dwells in darkness. Use he, him pronouns. And we'll hand it over to Alex to take it away.
Should probably introduce myself first, too. Hi, everybody. I'm Alex. You can find me on Twitter at AxolotlCure, streaming to you live from within this wonderful blanket. And the second time running Invisible Sun, so please be merciful. And I think we are ready to get started by asking some questions. So, Alexis, how did Cheshire get invited or involved or inside and uninvited to this ball of fancy stuck-up Satyrian people?
Well, I imagine that she was just kind of wandering around somewhere, heard about some sort of party, wandered right in.
Did she have a particular method for getting past the guards who are taking invitations?
She can become invisible.
Oh, that'll do it. So you just invisibled yourself and just walked right in?
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
What have you been up to since you got here? Well, I guess actually I should back up.
I think I'm arriving fashionably late.
Okay.
I probably have no idea what's been going on.
Okay, that's probably for the best. After spending a little bit of time here, you found out there was some justice that was enacted here. You find out that the thaw broke in. They came in at some point. and they executed someone pretty much in the middle of the ball, and then they left.
No,
So
I missed it.
you did.
Rubbish.
But as far as like things of note that have happened, really all you've missed was that. But so fashionably, like, okay. I think we will start with Xylin returning back from the, I guess, continuation, the further hallways of the winding gallery. And as you come back into the ballroom, you notice that there are some like staff like looking around for like the thought forms, and like one of them snaps at you as you come through the door, like, you're not supposed to be in there.
Oh, me. Oh. By the suns, I seem to have gotten lost. I had a few drinks and was looking for the washroom and took a wrong turn.
Fine. Did you see any thought forms in there?
Well, can't say as I recall, but to be honest, I mean, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention. One thought form's as good as another, you know?
No. Where did they go? God damn it. Fine. Just try not to go back there again, okay?
Yeah. I'm headed to the bar, Chief.
All right. So as you are headed to the bar, you notice that someone is trying to intercept you. It is an older woman in a sleek black dress with like this large sort of like headpiece with these different, like, I don't want to say spikes, but these different like little bits sticking up with sort of like almost like a web design in between them all. And she is sort of approaching you as you get to the bar.
Go on.
So she does allow you to first like get to the bar and grab your drink. So what are you drinking tonight?
That's a good question. What was it that I was originally drinking? Something obnoxious. I don't remember. So let's go. Yes, morose. Thank you, Smokebeard. Can always rely on chat to jog our collective memory. So I was drinking morose. But Zylin's in like a good mood. I just like erased a couple thought forms and freed a demon from a painting and made some deals. Like, I feel like I got my job done and ahead in like an hour. This is the easiest work I've had in forever. So I'm drinking like celebratory abandon.
Okay. The woman beside you does not order a drink, but she does sort of lean in a little bit as you begin drinking your drink. He's like, you met our mutual friend, didn't you?
I meet a lot of people in my line of work, ma'am, so I'm going to need to be a little bit more specific than that. What mutual friend are you referring to?
She kind of throws a glance either way. Belith, although, well, they don't really use that name anymore. She's been around for quite a while since you pulled her out of the past.
Excellent. Good. Well, you know, time, gray concept, past, future, it's all just being written, right? That's what they say, those philosophers.
Something like that, I'm sure. For your own sake, I don't know how involved you are. You're not a goetic and you're not one of us yet. So in case you have any ideas, don't go thinking that, well, that name is no longer in use. So I wouldn't be too proud that you have the name of anything. But I have heard that you've been highly recommended to us.
Oh, well, I should hope so. I'm quite skilled, if I do say so myself.
I'm sure, darling. And she's gonna attempt to like lean in and like straighten up your tie a little bit.
I let her.
Well, I believe you were presented with something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I root around. You'll have to jog my memory because I actually forget what it was.
You were given like a little like 3x3x3 sort of
Cube?
like textured cube.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was in one of my pockets. So I sort of do I know exactly where it is, but I make a show of like rooting through my pockets like it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
In the process of which I end up like loosening my tie again and then pull out the cube and hand it over.
She takes it and sort of taps it and like puts like a little magical light inside of it, I guess. And it's at that point that you notice the texture is it's writing. And once the light is inside there, you can actually begin to like start reading some writing, and it doesn't take you very long to realize that this is instructions to cast a spell.
I stare very hard at that to commit as much of it to memory as I can.
Yeah. She just like shows you this very briefly and then hands it back to you. Well, now you know how it works, and not even we can do everything in the darkness. But I do have a proposition for you. In case you haven't noticed, I'm with the Church of Midnight, and we should very much like to make your acquaintance.
Oh, well, I sort of assumed, given my deal with our mutual friend, as it were, and I am quite interested.
Well, I'll let you know right now that one should never assume. And Cheshire is right. I should totally pull a Sooth card. That's what I was missing. So I will work on that as we continue this discussion. Sorry. Well, despite your glowing recommendation, as it were, you are still a bit of an unknown quantity to us. I was curious if you'd be willing to perform a bit, just in order to gain our trust. I think you could be more than just a congregant, if what Belith told us is true. And, well, before we could bring you into the church proper, it would be worth seeing your capabilities.
Oh, ma'am, I live to serve.
I'm sure you do. Well, I certainly do not intend to ask you to do anything in the middle of a ball. That would be rather gauche, but come visit the church sometime. I should be happy to receive you. And she hands you this sort of like black, I don't want to say it's a business card because the thing actually like has no mass.
Mm-hmm.
Like one can hold this, but
yeah,
there is no physicality to it.
It's not totally insubstantial, but it sort of is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just on the front of this super black business card in silver writing, there's a name Psalm.
Perfect. Psalm, like with a P?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I love it. Okay. So I tuck it in like an inside breast pocket and just say, well, Psalm, you can expect me to be calling on you.
I do so look forward to it. And she leans in and adjusts your tie again and walks off. And as far as action at the bar goes, I believe Alice had some business there, hearing that someone had been reading her book.
Yeah, Alice was kind of freaking out that her story was out there, and she was heading over to the bar to go check it out.
All right, and we will pull our first Sooth card. I'm sorry that we didn't get one earlier, but we have the Enticing Jewel. Let's see, there's a value of 2. Invisible magic is enhanced. Meanings: greed, money, beauty, goals, and success. Okay. So you were directed during your dance with the maker, the other dead maker, January, to somebody at the bar who has been speaking very highly about the adventures of Alice and Anna, which is quite interesting considering this book has never been published or, to my knowledge, written. But as you go to the bar, before you actually reach the bar, you do hear just a little snippet of conversation as you're approaching the bar. It's between 2, as it seems, very wealthy residents of Sadarine who have gone through extensive modifications at the changeries. One of them has sort of like this moth's face, proboscis and all. And the other one is sporting some sort of I don't want to call it fur, but these sort of wings with almost little cilia, I guess, on them. It's quite an experience. But you catch this little bit of conversation. That consortium executive still hasn't found his daughter. Oh, you're right. I have heard that one. What was it? Kidnapped by an apostate or something like that? Oh, it's even worse. They ran off together. Oh, please. She'll be back in no time then. You catch just a bit of that conversation as you hit the bar. And you notice Zyman on one end seeming to be in conversation with an older woman. And the person you were directed to is sitting at the bar drinking happily. He's in a gray suit. Sort of, I guess, looks like, according to my notes, looks like Gabriel from Good Omens. And he's just this sort of tall, statuesque man, which also, and he also, according to my notes, is pleasantly masculine. But so this is the person that you were directed towards.
Alice is gonna sort of lean in slowly. Hello?
Hello. Can I help you?
Hi, yes, you can. I was directed over here because I think you've been talking about my story. I'm Alice.
You're Alice Kingsley.
Yes. And you?
Oh, M. Voss, and he hands you a sort of like another business card. But you notice that this person, a quick scan of the business card, is a librarian at Mentors, which is a extremely large, extremely populated library in the city. I don't mean to pry, but your book, it appeared, as books occasionally do. It's in the process of being written. I hope you don't mind. I've been reading and I've been discussing.
I'm a little bit confused by what you mean that books just appear, and that sort of determines if I mind or not.
Oh, well,
The last that I knew, I left that book inside a basement after my house was thrown.
well, sometimes books that are still in the process of being written, that have not finished yet, are impatient, and they appear in libraries around the city. Very popular one in the Undersling, as I understand, just recently returned as of a few months ago. But he is not the only collector of unfinished works. And, well, sometimes impatient works find their way into our library. And it's worth reading and cataloging. Again, I sincerely hope you don't mind. I could stop if you're still working.
I think it's a little bit of an anthology piece, so what's there is probably enough that we could move ahead mostly. That does bring me to an interesting point, though. Can you discuss the royalties that I'll be getting out of this?
So I'm the only person who's read it, and we're a library. We're not a publisher. So people mostly would be able to borrow this book essentially free. I'm sure I could speak with somebody and see if you could make an arrangement if that is necessary to you. But currently, I am the only person, to my knowledge, who has been reading it.
Well, I mean, certainly there's going to be late fees on the book for people that take too long.
Oh, of course.
Yes. It's interesting. I hadn't realized this was exactly possible. I mean, I knew, you're talking to the one who is very well versed that stories are ones of their own. I couldn't fathom that this would happen, that they would be so alive. Do you mind if I just possibly follow up maybe in the future? Does this card have the location where I can get a hold of this book?
Oh, are you? Well, Mentors are quite large, so I wouldn't deign to just tell you to show up at Mentors. But if you could, call on me. It's currently in my office.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you for your wonderful cooperation. And yeah, that is all that I have.
A quick question, if I might, before you go.
Yes.
Do you plan on finishing this book?
I certainly have plans for it. I don't know if I'll be the one to finish it. I think it will be finished, though, at some point.
I should keep that in mind. Well, I sincerely thank you for coming over to talk to me.
Certainly. Sometimes these things, they go on and on and on. There's been books that have been finished, and then suddenly, out comes a sequel. Out comes off a spin-off series. Some big capitalist corporation buys it out and makes a whole bunch of sub-series based off of it, and there they go. You never know.
Never do.
Yeah. Excellent. If I do come to any conclusions upon the book, I probably won't be able to inform you, but I can make sure that someone does.
I very much appreciate it. It's quite good. It's the best I've read in a long time.
Oh, wow. Well, it is a true story.
Even better.
And Alice will head back. I think Alice is going to disapparate into the crowd.
Okay, sure. In the meantime, what have Caspian and Philia been up to?
It's very likely they've been arguing.
That's fair.
If I really think about it. But we had been talking to Nigel, I think. So Nigel is
Nigel-
gone.
Yeah, Nigel has he's
Into
dismissed
the crowd.
himself with his friend.
His void friend, his mouthless void friend.
He's otherwise occupied.
Mhm. There's a sign on the door.
Yeah.
So, we could take in the gallery as we came here to do. Or what is this anyway?
Well, they have a lot of paintings.
No, I'm not talking about the gallery.
What?
I am aware of what a gallery is.
Oh, right. Well, you asked the question, so I tried.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the drink you got me.
Oh, well, I just picked one off the tray randomly and handed it to you. And how does it taste? Does it taste good?
Yeah, you could say that.
Mine just I just suddenly have a lot more energy, which is perfect for these sort of social outings. That
Great. Do you know how much time we have before it wears off?
for what wears off.
Your drink.
I don't. How long are these drinks usually? Is that an established thing? I don't know.
Well, do you want me to just keep an eye on it? So if you start getting a little, we could leave.
A little me? What does that mean?
Well, I don't know why you agreed to come to a party anyway. You don't even like parties.
Well,
You like galleries, but we haven't looked at the gallery.
Well, then let's go look at the gallery and get away from the scene of a murder.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
How could you
Right.
forget about that? It's right there.
I don't know. What did you give me to drink?
I don't know.
I haven't been thinking much about murder.
Well, I don't know how you couldn't. It was right there. Granted, they've done a fantastic job of cleaning it up, but I haven't going to clean it out of my mind.
Well, yeah, it was Vance, your Vance. I would be leaving if I were you, but we'll just go look at the paintings if that's what you want.
Philia is just going to flounce off to go look at the paintings.
All right.
You're just gonna leave me here.
I figured you would follow. That's what you
I'm
usually
your
do.
plus one.
Come along. What are you doing? You'll just stop pouting and whining. Use your feet.
Fine, okay. He will run after her.
All right. As you run after Philia and get to sort of the entrance to the ballroom back out into the gallery, you're pretty much the only one in here. Most people are in the ball, and the vast majority of the gallery is actually like blocked off. It's upstairs, but you do have 3 floors basically to explore. And the only person else in here currently is Cheshire. So why don't you go describe yourself?
Oh god, we have a headband.
1 second. I was gonna put this on earlier.
She's the only other person in this room.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I need a mask.
That's weird. Okay.
Everyone else in here is here for the party, and the gallery that you walked past is basically just the hallway to get to the party. 'Cause the entire gallery is just this corkscrew.
Hello, just putting my mask on before I head into this gallery because I heard it was a masquerade.
Well, you're already in the gallery. The party is what you're looking for.
Yep. Am I? How do you know?
Oh, you just said.
Did I?
You did, but it was in a very roundabout way. I think you were a little.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Are you sure?
Am I sure?
Are you sure?
just gonna stay standing behind Caspian, let him take care of this. This is more than I have the energy for, despite drinking an energy drink.
Hi!
Right. Well, how did you get in through here?
How did anyone get in through here?
Do you
boy.
hold on a
Oh
second.
boy.
You always answer questions with another question.
I don't know, do I?
Yes, the answer is
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you know your own name, or is that also a question?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh,
Oh my god. What have we run into?
What haven't you run into?
oh, this is. I see. All right, this is your thing. Got it.
I'm
I'm
not
also.
really sure I have a thing.
I'm also a fan of the linguistic arts, and
That is not an art.
Excuse me.
No, I'm not talking about you. Being able to repeat what someone says back to them, except with a different inflection at the end, is hardly an art. No offense, ma'am.
Do you? What's your name?
Well, people call me Cheshire.
Does that?
I
All
quite
right.
like it.
Hello, Cheshire. Are you lost?
Oh, that would explain a lot, actually.
You can only be lost if you know where you want to go.
So where do you? Hold on.
I'm not lost. Are you? I can't
No.
talk with this thing on. It was a really fun idea, but it's not practical. Just imagine it's there.
I was just hoping. Do you like murder?
I don't think I've ever murdered anyone before or been murdered, so I don't know.
Are you? If murder is something that's interesting to you, there was one just back at the party, and if you want to,
Was there?
yes, it's right that way, right past us.
Ooh.
If you just keep walking in that direction, it will take you to where you want to go.
Are you trying to kick me out of this gallery?
Well, you said that you were heading in there yourself.
I said I didn't really know where I was going.
I know.
So that way I can't be lost.
No, to be fair, when we came in, you said that you were going to. You were in the gallery and you were putting on the mask for the masquerade in the party.
Right.
Right. This is not the party. Party's
Isn't
in
it?
there where the murder was.
Well, what defines a party?
A murder.
I mean, not exactly.
No, it really.
I think that's right.
Thank you.
Mm.
Hold on.
I mean,
Hold on a
I don't
second.
think it's wrong, but I don't think it's right.
Well, it's definitely wrong. So here's the thing. Earlier, I tried to explain that.
Hang on, and I pull out my thesaurus, and I start looking up the word for party. I'm actually gonna look.
While Cheshire is looking up words, I just make an eyes at Caspian like WTF. And how do we go away from this person?
Party is a celebration. Could be a dinner, a fair, amusement, a ball, a banquet, barbecue. What's a barbecue?
A barbecue.
A bash? Hello. Carousel.
A bash. One
Well,
could say that
Carousal. Cocktails. Are there
There's
cocktails
cocktails.
in this
there are
gallery?
cocktails in yeah,
Mhm.
there are. Not in the gallery.
Shindig. A function.
Murder is a function.
A soiree.
Maybe. Well, if murder is your idea of a fun party, it's right back that way, and you can just keep going that way, and there's your party full of all sorts of dead bodies.
Who are you?
No, they did clean up the body, to be fair.
Well, I was hoping that you might be enticed by that.
All right. Well, there were a few ghosts, if I recall.
Yes,
Ooh,
there's
ghosts.
ectoplasm everywhere.
There's ghosties.
Hmm.
Ghosties and cocktails right that way.
Oh, I see ghosties all the time.
Well, then you should be well acquainted with them and you can make conversation very easily.
Can I?
Oh,
Well,
How would you know? We just met.
I've just met you, but we've had a lot of conversation in a small amount of time.
You're not wrong.
Philia is just going to nod slowly and smile politely, and then start walking backwards, back towards the main ball area, away from Cheshire.
Cheshire is going to keep a little too close and kind of continue following you, talking to you.
Oh,
I didn't get your name yet. Do you have one?
I did I forget? Did you said your name? That's right. Okay, I couldn't remember. Yes, my name is Paul.
Paul?
Paul, that's what they call me.
Who they?
People that call me by a name, they say Paul. And
I call her Paul all the time.
yes, it's my favorite.
Hi, Paul.
Thank you. You've done so well.
Can I call you Ginger?
Ooh.
Me,
No, Paul.
Paul.
Why would you call me
I
Ginger?
don't know.
I don't.
Because you look like Ginger to me.
What? I don't have red hair.
No, I mean like a person named Ginger.
Well, I mean,
She looks as far from somebody named Ginger as I've ever seen. No offense.
I mean, I mean, I guess maybe my hair is the color of ginger. Maybe
It's not at all.
Well, I mean, like fresh ginger, you know, not
A
like
fresh ginger, okay.
maybe.
What's your name?
He's talking to you,
What should I call you?
Carl.
Carl. Carl. No, my name. Fine. Fine. Yeah, Carl. That's me. Don't I look like a Carl?
Yes, his name it runs in the family. Many Carls. He's Carl the 15th.
15th.
It's a great.
After
it's a great.
15, don't you think you should find a new name?
No, it's
Oh, we quite like this one.
right. Exactly. The only thing that really changes is the amount of A's, or if it's a C or a K.
See, I've 15 A's.
You have 15 A's in your name. Carl.
Yeah, one for each.
I mean, if there's one each in there, you should pronounce them all.
Yeah, well, if that's what you want to do, feel free. But it's much faster to
Okay,
just say Carl.
Carl.
How did you get here? Well, you were invited.
With my legs.
What?
With my legs.
With your right?
How I got here.
Yes, that's so true.
How'd you get here?
You're very astute.
Well, sometimes I fly.
Do you? That's
Yep.
fun. Do you want to show us that?
Nah, not right now.
Oh, well, that's boring.
Is it?
It
I thought
is.
we were having fun.
No, I'm not having-
Carl, don't you think we were having fun?
Alex,
I'm too hot.
I know I have to take this off. As we enter the party again, I am going to be looking for anybody to pawn treasure off on. Anybody I recognize, anybody at all.
The first person you would probably recognize in here is Zylan or Alice. I mean, they're both by the bar at this point, and they both seem to be finishing up conversations.
Here.
Pawn,
Cheshire.
Pawn
Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Yeah.
How about this? We'll take you over to where the cocktails are, and then you can meet two of our friends. I think you'll
have
quite like
friends?
one of them. Well, I don't know if they really are friends, are they?
Sure. Yes, they are.
Well, maybe they're your friends, but
No, Carl. They are both of
You're not
our.
pronouncing all the A's. It's
I'm.
not quite polite, is it?
the closer the friend, the less A's you have to say.
Oh.
Yes, it's time.
Just
time.
match you know.
How
Time.
many A's should I say? How close are we?
All the A's, please.
Okay.
All 15. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
You're welcome, Carl.
Jesus. Anyways, these are our closest friends, and they would love to meet you. They also have names with a lot of letters in them that you can say for a long time, and that will keep you very busy and occupied.
So who are you trying to pawn chess off to? Are you going to Zion?
We'll just go over to. I mean, if they're both at the bar, we'll just kind of like reconvene.
Mhm.
Hello.
Alice, Zeinlin, we've made a new friend, and since we are all absolutely best of friends, we would love for you to be best of friends with our new best friend, Cheshire.
Bye.
Yes.
Yep.
So introduce yourselves. Tell her your name with your own mouth, and how many vowels are in it. She loves vowels.
I think your drink is wearing off. You're getting a bit weird again.
I'm looking back and forth between Caspian and Philia. And I'm just like, Philia, are you drunk?
Excuse me. First of all, I'm quite fine.
Wait, why didn't you call her Paul?
And Simon looks super confused.
Yes, my name is Paul. Yes, that's my name, Zeinlin. My name is Paul.
I think he looks more like a ginger, but she wants Paul, so...
I can imagine Philia, like, winking furiously at Simon.
My name is Paul. 1A, 1U.
Okay. Paul.
Thank you. That's...
Cheshire. I'm Zeinlin.
Hi, Zeinlin.
My name is Alice. ALC, no vowels.
Hi, Alice. Don't you know A's a vowel?
Sorry.
This is the A that's not a vowel, as it happens.
Oh! I've never met an A that wasn't a vowel. That's interesting.
They aren't getting all the questions.
I have to use the restroom. I'll be back. Thank you. And then I just rush off.
You need a rest.
I don't look back. I just keep going, and I turn a corner somewhere. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just...
I imagine that you're like speed walking.
Yes.
Click, 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 click.
Caspian, are you following?
No, she's going to the bathroom.
Paul has some really impressive power walking skills.
I love that Alex is just like, Paul. Got it. Yeah, she's really good at getting away from people she doesn't like. I speak from experience.
So, tell me, Alice.
Does she not like me? Or you? Or, one of these people? Does she not like one of us?
There's probably someone here that she doesn't like. There's a really high chance there's someone here she doesn't like. But if it helps you, it's probably me.
I like you, Carl.
I can't deal with that.
Listen, you handed me this.
I did not. I mean,
sentence.
you're right. I did. I went with the 15 A's. This is all on me. Okay. Oh, right. Well, thank you, Cheshire.
So, Alice, how's the whole being dead thing?
You're dead?
It's going quite good, actually.
Cheshire
I
gets
am
really close to Alice.
dead. Oh, wow.
Just
Yeah, I'm just gonna disappear a little bit.
I can do that too. It's fun.
Are you dead?
No, I
Are
mean,
you
isn't
alive?
everything kind of all of it and none of it?
No.
We're all dead and alive, really, when you think about it.
No.
What is death anyway?
It's when...
Are you sure you're dead?
Yes.
How did you know you were alive?
I wrote my story, and there it is. I wrote I was alive.
I mean, she's a ghost, and I like stick my hand through Alice.
Right,
and
how
start
do you know
waving
you
it
were
around.
alive, though?
Well, I died. So...
Do you have to be alive to die? Or were maybe you dead the whole time? You didn't know it.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How can you be sure?
I have a book that told me.
Oh, books are rubbish. They don't know anything.
Books are not rubbish. God.
They know lots of things, but they also know lots of things that they don't know. I mean, there's
Well-
lots of things they don't know.
While this interaction is happening,
Can't trust
I
a
will
book.
buy everybody a drink. I'm going to get Alice tranquility.
Good call.
Yeah, I don't know if I can drink this or hold
Just-
on to it.
Just knock it back, just real quick.
Alice is gonna
Only
try and
one way to
grab
find
it.
Try. I know you're a ghost. I forgot about that. Sorry. Can ghosts drink? You're a phantom, right? You're a high level ghost.
I haven't used the loo in like...
Oh, no. Maybe you
Have you
just really,
tried?
maybe you just really retain water.
I haven't tried. Maybe I should try that. Usually we don't write about those things in stories. It just sort of glances over that part.
Right. That would make sense.
Okay, but have you tried yet?
No.
Well, maybe you just haven't. Maybe you just haven't because you haven't tried.
All right. Well, we can give it a try. I can give it a try. Not we.
Yeah, I don't see how I'd factor into that equation.
No.
But I was never very good at maths, so
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Right. So, Cheshire, are you a part of the attendance here, or are you just
well, I'm
joining?
here.
Yeah. Are you here?
Well, you can never really be too sure. It's a
No.
good question.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
As much as I care to be here, I'm here.
All right. I can get
Where
behind
are
that.
you?
Honestly, I don't really know where I am, but I don't care. There's someone else that I care
That's the
more
trick.
about.
See, I was telling Paul and Carl that you can never be lost if you know, don't have an intended destination.
Yeah. Do you don't have an intended destination? No.
Not really. I'm here
That's
now,
fair.
so I intend to be here right now.
Just wherever
Let's see.
wherever things take you.
Yeah, I heard there was a party.
Yeah.
Wanted to see it.
Well, should we get on a little bit further into the night?
Why,
go
you know
see some-
time?
Well, time is a thief, to be quite honest.
I mean, you're not wrong, but like, do you know time? Do you have like an inn where you can get it to speed up?
I mean, we could skip ahead a few pages, but books are involved with that. Stories, at least.
One book. Always carry it with me.
You
Not all
carry.
books are rubbish.
Oh, all right. We're gonna need to change that. The tranquility is really tough to settle in right now. Books. How do you... Okay, I have a question then. If you found your story, is it rubbish?
I said not all books are rubbish.
Oh, okay.
Some of them are rubbish, though. Some of them
Okay.
think they know things they don't.
Okay.
Some of them
Okay.
lie.
No.
Oh, sure.
No. Books are the best truth that we have.
If you say so.
I can make it so.
Why, are you some sort of captain?
You know, I think there might have been a chapter where I was, but I haven't. It's been a little bit. I think there's a book that I might enjoy sharing a little bit with you. You'll have to tell me, though, if it's rubbish, because I'm going to have some strong feelings about that if it is.
What's it about?
It's about myself and someone I care a lot about.
It's probably not rubbish. Are you rubbish?
Some people say so.
Well, then I guess some people would say that book is rubbish.
Who would say that? Lucky will kill them.
Lucky's not here.
Lucky's not here, but Lucky will kill them.
Well, maybe a little bit
I don't think
later.
you're rubbish. Not so far.
Oh, I appreciate that, because honestly, ever since dying, it has been a little bit rubbish.
You think being dead is rubbish?
A little bit. It's taken.
Why don't you come back?
Well, I'm still figuring things out. I don't know.
Do you
I don't
want to
have
come
the-
back?
Oh boy, I need another drink before we get into this.
Should we go find a different bar for different drinks? Or do you want one here?
I think we could go find another bar.
Okay! Alice, Cheshire's gonna hold her hand out to Alice to like skip away.
Alice will grab hands and float.
Xylin, are you coming?
So Xylan's looking around, and is Caspian still just like standing there?
What about you, Carl?
I look over and I'm just like, I think I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah, well, I can't leave without Philia, so... See ya.
Why they keep calling Paul different things?
All right, Paul.
Cheshire just asks Alice quietly.
I think some truths are a little bit rubbish tonight.
I'm
Well.
looking at Caspian and just say, Carl.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you just don't want to share your real name.
About that drink.
Just in case. Yeah. Yeah. What'll it be?
I'm in a celebratory mood.
Was that so? What happened?
Finish the job.
Already?
Well, sometimes I'm quick.
Sorry.
Efficient.
Yeah, that sounds quite efficient. So, what would you like to drink? Another of the same?
Yeah, this essence of celebration's treating me well.
All right. Is it in a thought form, Mr. Bar?
Yeah.
Or get his attention? Its attention?
Yep. Kind of looks over.
I'll take 2 more of these,
As you
if
wish.
you would.
Goes over and starts making those. we're going to jump over to Philia for a second, but before we do that, we're going to pull a Sooth card.
Hopefully not another murder one.
That's 41.
All the murders.
Okay. We have pulled the Jackal, the nemesis of mysteries, rats, mirrors, and stone. So who among you are Stoics? You have -2 to all your ventures. The rest of everybody has -1 to all your ventures.
I just just an aside. I drew this card in a side scene for Nigel the other day,
Oof.
and people should really look at the art on this card.
Yeah,
That Jackal is jacked.
he is. I see.
But as an apostate, I'm just going to ignore that. So
Oh, true. Yeah.
Oh, same,
testament
actually.
rejection.
I will also reject that because I can.
So the rest of you who aren't as cool as Zyman and Caspian, you have -1 to all your ventures, -2 if you're a Stoic. Ophelia, where are you actually running to the bathroom, or are you just getting literally anywhere but that?
Yeah, so I would have just found any corner I could turn, and I would like if that corner happens to lead me to some sort of closed off section that I can sneak into curiously to get myself into trouble.
Okay, sure. So like I said, this room itself is pretty, there's not a whole lot to it. It's this big flat ballroom. Towards the back, towards the upper levels, there's like stairs up to like a second, like sort of balcony within within the space, but there's not a whole lot of like doors into here. So backing back out into the hallway, into the rest of the gallery, you do actually see a couple of people in a door where there was not previously a door, and they're kind of like bickering quietly. You can't quite hear exactly what they're saying, but there's a couple of people just kind of bickering quietly about this door.
I think I'm just gonna tuck myself in behind a plant or a statue or into a doorway and just listen.
All right. You hear just a little bit of like, you go find them. Oh, you go find them. I did it last time. Well, you were better at this, but you're holding it. Fine, fine. And this woman kind of like storms off. She's in a blonde hair, red dress, high heels. She's probably like 6'2" without the heels. So she's quite imposing.
So she's hot and tall. Got it.
Yes, exactly. Precisely. And can you go ahead and I'm going to actually have you roll movement to see how well you hide.
So
I challenge because you don't know what type of people these are.
So I roll 3d10s, right? Or
you roll 1d10. If you want to add magic to your hiding, you can spend a sortilege to add a second die. Oh, thank you for the artwork, Alexis.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you can. Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll the one. It's a 9.
Okay. Yeah.
So right. Okay. Because the number doesn't actually matter, right? It's just as long as I don't roll a 0 or something. Is that how that works?
No. For this challenge, like there is a level to this challenge,
gotcha.
And you need to meet or exceed the level of that challenge, which you do with a 9. So yeah, this woman just kind of storms off, seeming very displeased, and heads straight into the masquerade. But the other person here, a shorter gentleman with sort of a slick back, jet black hair, wearing like a very nice suit, is just sort of like standing around by this door, just repeatedly checking his watch and glancing up at the masquerade, clearly waiting for somebody or something to return.
I'm going to make my way back around the corner and peer around the corner looking for Caspian.
Mm-hmm. Are you peering back into the ballroom?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. I will say both of you roll for perception. I'll say since you know each other, this is probably not too terribly hard. I'll say it's probably like a challenge 4. Because there are a shit ton of people in here. But like you both know what to look for.
Okay, I had I also have 1 point in searching.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm gonna spin it, but since she hasn't come back yet, I've been watching for her.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would not be surprised at all to find out that Caspian is actively scanning for Philia when she's not around.
8, so
8, yep. You
10,
got it.
10.
Yeah, so you see Philia kind of like sticking her head out like by the doorway, just kind of like doing that. Philia, but do you see Caspian? Can you roll the same challenge?
Oh, I rolled 0.
Okay, so you're just looking around, you see nobody. You're just standing by the door like...
Disappointed.
Yeah. So what do you do given that you don't actually see anybody?
I start chewing at my nails, not like biting them off, but just like nervously,
Sure.
chewing at them and doing sort of like do I and I'll just disappear back around the corner to my previous hiding spot.
Listen, you can have this. I'll be right back. I think that there's a spot of trouble. I will give my drink. Yeah.
In that case, would you like some help?
Sure. Why don't you come
I'm
this
good
way?
in a spot of trouble.
Yeah. All right. Well, bring those with you then, and let's go. So the two of us.
So I'm carrying Caspian's drink for you.
Yes, you are. Because I am not walking fast, but I do walk fast enough that I look like I'm gliding, and go right to where I saw Philia before.
All right. We'll get to that in just a second. So Chess and Alice, you're at the bar on the other side of the room. There are 2 very long bars, but there's a ton of people in here. So you're at the bar on the other side of the room getting drinks, and you are approached by a very tall, probably 6'2", without her heels, blonde woman in this red dress. She looks quite striking and quite intimidating, and she walks straight up to you. Hi, excuse me. Could you hold this for a second? And she holds out this like sort of like solid stone sphere.
What is it?
We're looking for very special people, and this will tell us if we found the people that we need.
Are you sure?
Well, it's worked every time previously, so I don't see why not.
What sort of people are you looking for? Why are you looking for them? Who are you?
Well, so my name is Theodora. I'm looking for people to help me complete a ritual. And to complete this ritual, I need some more people. Specifically, people who intrinsically are something that I'm not and something that my friend is not. So we're just looking for some people. And this will tell us what kind of person you are, a little bit.
What you need these people for? What they gonna do?
They're hopefully going to help me perform a ritual.
Right, you said that much.
Mm-hmm.
A bit vague.
Well, I mean, just look around. Dancing is all well and good, but the real fun at these events is what you do behind closed doors. And, well, there's no fun like magic, wouldn't you agree?
Magic is fun. What sort of magic? She's sitting on the bar at this point in a really, just in a very feline sort of stance.
I would be very glad to show you if you'd like to participate, but I'd rather not say in mixed company. You know, all the most fun things are secrets.
Alice?
Yes.
What you think about this
I don't think
one?
I don't think I can hold on to things. I'm sorry. And Alice is gonna make her hands disapparate.
Oh, a pity.
Sorry.
Would you like to try?
What's it matter, really? I'll grab the orb.
All right. So, what is your heart?
Gallant.
All right. I
Fuck it, whatever.
do you know what animal is associated with that?
Yes. 1 second.
Yeah, I probably should have had this in my notes, but I didn't. There it is.
Raven.
Raven. All right, great. So you hold this ball, and it starts to like get warm from the inside, and it starts to just sort of like shift. And I won't say melt because it doesn't exactly liquefy, but it basically shifts and like morphs into like a living raven as you hold it in your hand. And Theodora looks quite pleased at this. This is wonderful. You're just the kind of person we need, or one of them at least. Would you like to help us?
What's in it for me?
Well, I'm not the one with money, to be quite honest, or at least not in this venture. I'm sure my business partner could help you out quite a bit if that's what you're looking for. Alternatively, well, honestly, it's just fun.
What sort of fun?
Secret fun that isn't really, well, that people don't usually like to talk about in open company.
Can I try to get a read on her intentions?
Sure, yeah, I believe
They're
that would
malignant.
be... Sure, go ahead. I would say you spent enough time talking to her that you know this is like a challenge 6 or so. Let's see. I believe this would be a perception roll. And do you have any relevant skills?
Does my indecision apply to this? Trying to make up my mind. I'm kidding.
I would say if you have indecision, that would be a negative. Speaking of negatives, you do have a -1 to your roll.
Oh, I'm fully aware.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's see. So it would. So it's a level 6.
Mhm.
I can put sortilege into this.
Yep.
Right.
And you can put Bene from perception.
Okay. And that would give me 3 dice to roll, correct?
You would have 2 dice to roll.
2 dice. Sorry.
Yeah,
The
because
perception
you roll every-
ups my venture, right?
Yeah, the perception ups your venture. The sortilege gives you an extra die.
Okay. I will spend 1 of each.
Sure.
We'll see what the hell happens.
All right.
Oh, hey, an 8 and a 9.
All right. So yeah, I will say that this woman, she's not lying to you, but secret magical fun that cannot be spoken of out in the open could mean a lot of things, and most of them are either dangerous or uncouth. So she's definitely trying to get you involved in, if not something dangerous, then something socially frowned upon.
And I'm not sure which one it is. If she means me, if this will put me in harm or not. Probably will put me in harm's way.
Yeah, I will say honestly, with like an 8 and a 9, I will say, yeah, this is dangerous. Trying to keep away from that, but
If I would go, could my friend Alice come?
Your friend Alice could absolutely come.
Alice, what do you think?
I think this sounds quite interesting. I'm curious to see what's going on here. Yes.
Wonderful.
Would be different,
Excuse me?
It would be different.
It would be different. I should hope. Or maybe I shouldn't hope. I would love to have it.
What is hope, really?
Nothing tangible in my experience. In any case, we'll be working on this just outside the ballroom back in the gallery. You should see a man there, short, slick back hair. That's my partner in this ritual. You should just go to him and he'll assist you. Currently, we're looking for just one more person, I believe, to help us out.
Theodora? And what was your friend's name?
Apollyon.
Apollyon.
Yes.
Okay.
And your name?
You can call me Cheshire.
Cheshire. I like that name.
Me too.
Well, hopefully I will see you shortly.
Only time can tell.
Indeed. All right, so Jess and Alice, you're heading back out. And Caspian, you have now reunited with Philia with Xylin in tow.
You all right?
Sorry, I had a sneeze that decided it didn't want to happen. I think I look over at Xylin sort of like disappointedly before looking back at Caspian, but addressing them both. Yes, there's just some people whispering conspiratorially, and I was just curious since I was trying to get away from our new friend, and I thought maybe there was some other interesting things in other parts of this place, maybe some loose
You
books.
know that you're not very good at being sneaky.
I wasn't really trying, that's the thing. I mean, I was just walking around hoping to find anyways, if we're quiet, we might find something interesting.
Okay, well, I'm not really looking to get roped into anything tonight. I thought we'd just come and have a couple of drinks, but I suppose we've already witnessed a murder, so.
Yes.
I mean, what did you hear?
There was a lady in a red dress, and her and this gentleman here, point far down the hall, because we're probably not being fucking sneaky at all. There's like three of us just hang out in the middle of this hall, like, hey,
Yeah,
what are you doing here? Hey.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, no one has made an effort, to my knowledge, to be particularly stealthy, so it would not be unreasonable to believe that you're being heard at the moment.
So this gentleman right down here down the hall, he was talking to a lovely lady in a red dress. She was very tall and very pretty. And I was just the curiosity got the better of me, as it does sometimes. And I thought maybe I might you, and I point at Simon. This is more of your expertise. Sneaking around and lifting things.
Sneaking around and lifting things. Is that what you think he does?
Maybe I don't know.
Lifting things.
He just looks the type.
You mean lifting things like nicking things, like stealing things?
No,
like,
she means
I pick things up
physically.
and put them down.
Physically lifting things.
First of all, no, I don't. What do you mean physically lifting things? Do you think I'm that stupid, Caspian? My God!
You know, I just can't help but give you a hard time.
So some people were whispering about you don't know what,
It
but they're
seems
suspicious.
yes, it seemed very conspiratorial, and I thought maybe it would be fun and interesting to follow it through.
And they're just down the hall.
Well, this gentleman, the one that's looking right at us, he was the one um, um, that was talking to the lady in the red dress. I'm sure now she'll be back any moment, and
Do I see the gentleman down the hall? Oh, you're muted, Alex.
I'm muted. Yeah, he's standing by a door that you did not notice as you entered here, because again, this place is pretty much a big twisting rectangle.
Yeah.
So there aren't many side doors. And on top of that, the door does not at all seem to match the sort of, very pristine white marble type interior. It's this old battered wooden door. And he's basically leaning up against a pillar, smoking and just watching. You are around a corner, so he's not like staring directly at you, but like when you poke your head out, like he's just like looking at like the turn in the wall where you're on the other side of.
Okay. So I just kind of look back at Philia and say, all right, well, let's just there's some expression from the Gray I sort of remember about poking the hornet's nest. So I'm just gonna do that. And like without even waiting, I still have the 2 drinks. And I'm gonna like start weaving my way down the hall like I'm drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Or like not drunk, but like a little tipsy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna like stumble into the guy while like saying, hold these for a second, would you? And like shove the drinks in his hand. To then like and just be like, I gotta light a smoke, right? Because he's smoking.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just want to like shove those in his hands so he gets sort of occupied while I then start searching my pockets for my cigarettes and lighter.
Sure. So you do that, and because he's holding a cigarette as well. So you kind of catch him off guard. He is able to sort of like hold the cigarette basically just in his mouth and like holds these drinks. And like as you're patting yourself down looking for a cigarette, he like very irritatedly just like sets them down on like a sort of alcove in the wall.
And so I basically then want to like slowly like, pull out a cigarette and I put it in my mouth and, and I'm looking for the lighter and I just want to do the like, so old chap, how you enjoying the party?
So as you start looking for your lighter, he's just like very irritatedly sort of like holds up his pointer finger and then so like from the pointer finger like a flame ignites and he just like lights a cigarette for you.
Neat trick that. Should get that done at the changeries.
Oh, it's just a cantrip. Well, I've had my fill of dancing. I'm trying to find some other forms of entertainment. Sounds like you and your friends are doing the same.
Well, one has to keep oneself entertained and sort of reach and grab one of the drinks back up and take a drink. Lubricated.
Indeed you do. Pardon my asking so. Would you mind if I cast a spell on you real fast?
Well, friend, that all depends on the spell.
It's nothing, just to get an animal preference, if you will. Well, I have a friend in the ballroom looking for people to help me complete a ritual. And, well, I would not be able to complete it without 4 different people of a certain persuasion, I suppose.
Oh, well, that's a little bit personal, don't you think, friend? Should buy a lad a drink first, don't you think?
Well, if that's your price, I'd be welcome to head back into the ballroom with you.
Well, what's a little heart bearing between friends? Let's just say that I like to skulk around like the rat I am.
Wonderful. Just the kind of person I wanted. Apollyon Zen at your service.
Silent Bell.
And if I'm correct, we should have our fourth headed in shortly. Would you be willing to help with the ritual?
Well, it's not every day one gets invited to a mysterious ritual behind closed doors. I don't know if I'm quite prepared. What manner of ritual is this? I'm have a interest in the esoteric and bizarre.
It's a summoning.
Oh, and what manner of summoning?
Mm. Killer looks around. We're summoning a demon.
Ah, well, I know a thing or two about demons. Red, dark.
Dark.
Oh, well, my friend, you're speaking my language.
Wonderful.
Let me just hand this drink back to a friend, and I'll be right with you.
Your friends are welcome to attend, of course. I wouldn't want to break up your party.
Oh, of course, of course. So I'm gonna stumble back and hand Caspian back his drink, and just be like, "So these folks are planning on summoning a demon of the dark, looking for ritual participants,
Here,
and we're invited."
right now, in a party.
Yeah, not gonna lie, this could be real bad.
Yeah, I don't think this is the type of thing that I want to get mixed up in. It sounds a little
On the other hand,
unsavory.
I'm interested.
You know, I have so many books that I'm right in the middle of. I've forgotten only just the best parts of them, and
All of them at once.
I'm sorry.
No, nothing.
What? Yes. So many unread books and manuscripts and scrolls and other things.
She's trying to say she'd rather go home before any of this really happens.
Well, I'm just saying that
You don't want to be involved in summoning a demon yet.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's not my idea of a good time. Murder followed by demon summoning, that might be on the very bottom of my bucket list, right before I kick the bucket, as a matter of fact. Because I imagine I would kick the bucket by participating or being involved in these things somehow, like such as being murdered, or maybe even being murdered by the demon that is summoned.
You're using more words than are really necessary here.
Oh, okay. Well, I just won't talk anymore.
So to be clear, your answer is no.
Oh, she said she wasn't going to talk anymore. I'm afraid.
Right.
Yeah, she's a bit mad. So welcome to go summon the demon if you like, but perhaps we'll take our leave.
All right. Well, the only way to see what kind of fun there is just do the thing, So.
Yeah, but I'm a bit worried about all the people in attendance. Mass murder. Don't really know what to expect.
Look, quite frankly, I freed one demon of the dark tonight already, so why not go for the twofer?
Yeah. Well. All right. Well, there's also the whole suspicious strangers subjecting other strangers to their will.
Yeah. Well, they get aggressive. I'll just handle myself.
Philia has walked away, by the way. had walked away. Maybe a good 30 seconds ago.
Right, well, before she gets too far, I'd better go catch up. She's my ride home.
I go back to handsome.
Sure.
Damn.
So as Philia and Caspian leave, Cheshire, Alice, and Theodora come back in into the gallery, and so basically we're trading 2 players here, and I'm gonna draw another Sooth card. 30. The Messiah. That sounds interesting. The Defender of Vision, Swans, Blades, and Water. I forget what the Defender does. Let me check that real fast. +2 to all actions if you are associated with Vision, Swans, Blades, or Water. Meanings change. Salvation, familial love. Something changes drastically. Okay. Philia and Caspian, are you going anywhere in particular?
I think I'm gonna go. Well, I'm doing this like these are prescription, and they're not. I'm in contacts. I think Philia is gonna head to the nearest. Because aren't thought forms are just walking around with just like trays of drinks, right?
Yeah,
That's a thing.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
To the nearest thought form and just grab out of random whatever is on the tray.
Listen, do you think we should be warning everybody?
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I don't really want to leave and something bad happens and then I forever feel responsible because I didn't act on some information that I had.
No, I would feel guilty too. Well, what happens if they summon? What happens if they summon a demon? Does it just?
I don't know. I've never summoned a demon.
Well, it will just eat people. I mean, Nigel was just dancing with one like it was another person.
Well, maybe some of them are, but we don't really know what kind of demon they're summoning.
I mean, maybe it's a fun demon. You know, like the one that Nigel seems to like. Maybe it will make the party.
Do you think they're going around the party asking people if they want to summon a fun demon?
I don't know, Cassie.
I thought we would call up a demon at the dark just for a little fun, you know, just for the crack. That's Irish.
What do you? So we should warn everybody, is what you're suggesting?
I don't know. I don't know. You're the smart one. I'm asking your opinion. Should we warn everybody? Or don't pin the decision on you. Yes, I know.
Yes. Well, I need the right kind of drink if I'm going to ruin a whole party.
We don't have to ruin the party. Why don't we find Alice?
Alice walked past you, being led by the,
Jesus.
involved in this scheme.
That could be a problem.
Cheshire was skipping.
Oh, she's so happy. I need a different kind of drink for what we're about to do, and I'm not really sure what that kind of drink would be. Caspian, you just get something so that we can take care of this, and I don't have to think about it.
Right. Okay. I'll think of something while Alex goes to somebody else briefly.
Good plan. Yeah, so Zylan, Alice, and Chess, you're all reunited with your two patrons, I suppose, Apollyon and Theodora Zem. And they're standing by this sort of battered-looking wooden door. Apollyon and Theodora sort of exchange greetings and indicate that Cheshire is the fourth participant. And Apollyon kind of looks confused.
Were you named after like a whole eon of poles?
No.
Is there an eon of poles?
I would not measure a quantity of poles with time.
Why not?
I don't think it'd be the right standard of measurement for a job.
Well, then you have a silly name.
Perhaps. In any case, you ready to begin?
So during that little bit of distraction, I step aside just for a moment and cast a quick spell.
Sure. What spell?
So I burn my last 3 sorcery.
Oof.
And cast Exacting Eye and gain
right.
3 bene and gain 3 bene to my accuracy pool.
All right, sure thing.
My eyes glow silver when I do this and then fade back after a little bit. Actually, I think they stay silver.
Okay.
But it says sparkle with silver, so they're like night black and then little points of silver light in them flickering.
Oh, okay. I like that.
As I gain supernatural accuracy.
All right.
Thank you so much, Other Doc, for the raid.
Is there a raid? I'm sorry, I didn't have it in.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh. Thank you, friend.
Yeah. Xylan's getting prepared for shit to go down.
That's fair. That's entirely fair. Well, Apollyon pulls the door open and sort of gestures for everyone to proceed inside. Don't worry about missing the party. It involves a little time investment, but different timelines. No one would be able to even notice you were gone when you come back.
Maybe we aren't gone.
Maybe we aren't. That's what I like to think. You going?
Yeah, we're all going in, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong indeed? All right.
Danger zone.
Danger zone indeed.
Mana!
All right.
Mana!
We have entered a new setting. So,
Oh no.
Youth card. Oh Jesus.
What's this one?
It's a fucking jackal again.
No, really?
Yeah.
You should draw again because you can't have the same.
Yeah, right.
Because you're using
right.
a number generator. Yeah.
Right.
20. All right, 29. That's better. Doctor, the nemesis of Vision Swans, Blades, and Water. So if any of you are, this for a second. Empaths, your adventure is reduced by 2. Everyone else, your adventure is reduced by 1. Apostate,
I'm just going to ignore that.
I'm ignoring that.
Yes.
I'm an empath, and I'm ignoring it.
Okay. Yes, you're more than welcome to do so.
Sure sounds nice.
Yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you're ushered into this sort of like stark white room, I suppose. It's certainly less ostentatious than the gallery and the ballroom and everything else.
So
There's sort of a
school ring.
Well, I mean, yes. There's definitely some summoning preparation that has been undertaken. There's a lot of like salt circles and various things inscribed and burned into the floor in the center of the room. There are floating candles at unusual but regular intervals. Like you'll see like a cluster of 3 in sort of like this triangle shape that doesn't seem to have any significance, but like that's repeated a few times across the room. It's just generally seems to have been prepared for a summoning. But beyond that, it is pretty much a stark white room. You do notice, though, that the only entrance to this room is the door you just came in through. Well, I wish I could tell you that we're about to embark on something more exciting for the next 3 hours, but quite frankly, we're not. All you really need to do is he just sort of points at different spots around the circle and indicates for Cheshire to basically go across from him and for Zyland to get across from Theodora.
3 hours?
It's quite long. Well, in the grand scheme
Are there
of
snacks?
Did you bring snacks?
Don't you provide snacks? You're asking a lot here. And I never got a proper answer about what's in it for me.
What did you intend to get out of this?
I still don't know what this is, but I don't know what you're offering.
I wasn't offering anything.
Theodora did.
Did she now? And Theodora sort of like, you told me to find somebody and I found someone. Wonderful. So, to be clear, you want to be compensated in some regard, but you have no preference as to how.
Well, this is a conversation, right? Doesn't it usually start with some sort of offer?
I could offer you money. How does 1 gem orb sound? That's equivalent to 100 crystal.
I mean, what does money really matter? Sure, money can buy things, but I mean, what else you got?
Sort of angrily shoots a look over at Theodora.
What about some mage coins?
Do you have those? Would that
Gem
satisfy you?
I don't know. She looks at Zyland. Does that satisfy us?
Satisfies me.
How many?
2. What? 2 for each.
2
Perfect.
each. Is that a good number? I was never good at maths.
Works for me.
Sort of pulls out 2 mage coins for each of you.
I'm just like poking stuff, like moving stuff around in the room.
So you notice that most things will actually go back to their like designated place. Like if you try to like push the floating candles, like they'll move, but they'll generally float back.
I'm batting at those.
They don't go out, but they're basically just, they keep trying to go back to where they would be, although I assume you don't let them.
Nope. I'm playing. So what's this about? While I continue to bat them.
Well, we're summoning something that owes me a favor and has neglected to remunerate. And, well, if I can't get them back here willingly, I will pull them back here. And I just needed a little bit of help.
What do they owe you?
A favor, quite a big one. That was all we really specified. I did the other party a favor, and now they're doing me a favor.
That seems reasonable enough. And they just sort of like reneged on that.
Well, I should certainly hope they didn't renege on that, but they have not been responding through the usual channels, and so I come here.
Is this your ex?
My what?
Are you
Oh,
summoning your ex?
no, we are not summoning an X.
That would have been interesting.
I'm sure it would be, and also I wouldn't honestly be very surprised if someone else is doing that at the party tonight. I'm certain other people are participating in very similar activities. Although, of course, they wouldn't let you know.
That spell's called drunk text regret.
Right. Yeah.
After you drink the drink called lust tinged with regret.
Mhm.
All
All right.
So, yeah, let's get this show on the road, why don't we?
I think that sounds wonderful.
Cheshire starts looking around for a road.
There are precisely 0 roads in here, but given that Cheshire wanders in delirium, I do not at all think that means that Cheshire does not see a road.
There is now a road that Cheshire sees, and it's walking in a spiral around the room.
All right. And I will say that just because nobody but Cheshire sees this road does not mean that the road does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hop back to Philia and Caspian for a bit. What are you doing?
Great. I've returned. I returned with shot glass. Here. Just go. Okay. There. I found bravery. That should do it.
Oh, thank God. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Give it a minute to kick in, and in the interim, let's think about how we're going to handle this.
Well, we could try to reroute everyone as if
Well, where were they doing it?
Huh?
Do you even know where it was happening?
I just assumed down the hall that we came from.
Just down the hall. Just
because
summon a demon down the hall.
Well, I mean, Zyland didn't come back from the hall, right?
That's a good point. Yeah. That's
I
a good
mean,
deduction. It must be down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Well, then, what do we do?
Well, we could try to persuade everyone or encourage everyone to maybe relocate outside and in as if a better party is out there, maybe.
Are we overreacting?
I don't know.
I suppose it's better safe than sorry.
Would you like to attempt to find out?
Find out if I'm overreacting?
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, there are standards of behavior among
No, actually.
Satyri nobility and rich people.
Okay. I'm going to. Let me think. Yeah, okay, sure. Why not?
Okay.
We'll do it that way. All right.
And
So I actually have a skill in understanding motives.
Mhm.
Also searching.
Mhm.
And can I use those in addition to a point of either intellect or interaction?
Yeah, you can probably do intellect. Because you're not like face-to-face speaking with somebody right now, and you can apply the point from understanding motives.
Okay.
Caspian is aromatic though, correct?
Yeah.
So this will be a bit difficult for him.
Why?
What?
Why?
Isn't aromatic like homeless and not well connected with the upper?
No.
Oh.
I have a house. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
I keep to myself.
It was mendicant. I keep getting those confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then yeah, never mind. This would probably, I would say, be like a level 6.
Jeez. Okay, well, I'm gonna add a sortilege
Sure.
then. Okay, so I'm adding 2. Okay. Oh, shit! Sorry, I dropped my dice. Oh no, it's clear. I can't see it. Okay, let me get another dice.
One of many.
Crap. Where's my other D10? Sorry, everybody. There we go. Okay. I got 8.
All right. So, while people don't generally talk about it in polite company, there is definitely an element of reckless debauchery in this sort of thing. And it's not unheard of whatsoever for people at these sort of real parties to just sort of get up to some magical shit out of looking for excitement, the thrill of it all. It's another excess among drinking and all the other things that happen at these events. It's just another expression of excess. And so it's not unheard of that these things happen. And more people probably participate in them than would be willing to admit.
Okay, so it's just another fun thing people are doing, huh?
Oh.
What?
Oh, it's like one of those parties where a lot of people have a good time together, sort of
like
situation.
a good time. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh.
So it's some kind of weird culty sex thing, I think.
I'm sorry, what? It's what now? This is not quite the party that I thought I was coming to. I'm happy to go home, and I have so many books and things that I am looking into now that I'm only, my God, 3/4 of the way through. It's just 20 books, only 3/4 of the way through. Outrageous. And I'm here at some strange sex party.
This is just me making assumptions. These wealthy people, they don't have a lot to do, so they come up with things.
You would think that money would give you plenty to do, because you have a lot of things to play with.
Yeah, but you get bored just as fast. When your options are limited, this is not the time for this discussion.
Well,
we go round and round in circles all night.
Listen, I'm feeling quite brave all of a sudden, and I would absolutely love to tackle capitalism and social structure. This is all your fault, I'll have you know.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Who went first of all, you brought me to the party. Second of all, you went sneaking around.
Really wanted to come, so don't pretend otherwise.
All right. That aside, you went off sneaking, found the person in the first place, then you dragged Mr. Bell into it.
I didn't
now
Mr.
he's
Bell
in
into anything.
You did. You said go over and talk to that man. He went over and talked to the man.
I absolutely did not. I was looking for you, and you dragged Mr. Bell.
Brought him over because you looked like you were in trouble.
I wasn't in trouble. Everything was fine. I was just trying to look for you.
You were doing the nail thing, and you were
so sad if I was away for too long, because that's how you are.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like that, honestly, because Jesus, the way you. Anyway, listen, what are we doing? If you're feeling brave, do some brave thing and get it out of your system, and then tell me what we're going to do, so that we're not just standing here in the middle of the party.
Well, if the brave thing, if I have to do a brave thing to get it out of my system, because really it's a lot more energy than I was expecting, and I'm already tired. Since you're so excited to come to this party with me, why don't you just come out and have a dance with me then? Just one, and then that'll be out of my system. The whole thing, the whole brave thing, and everything. It'll be done.
Great. Let them summon the demon and we'll just have a little dance.
No, then I'll just go home. And then Philia starts heading towards the door, annoyed.
Come on.
Goodbye.
You're supposed to be my ride home.
As we ponder this situation and what it means for Philia and Caspian's preceding romance. Romance.
Can I have? There's an. No. Continue.
Okay. We will now hop over to our other three. The ritual itself is honestly rather boring after the initial spectacle, I suppose, of visual. So, like, basically, Apollyon is standing at one sort of designated area within this whole summoning circle, reading out of a text. It's actually, can Zyman speak the language of demons, or is that Nigel?
That's Nigel.
Yeah. I would say at least bare minimum, you can probably recognize the language of demons for sure. Can chess understand languages as a result of their condition?
I don't think so, but I put my spectacles on.
I will say that because you have your spectacles on, you can see the words as they're being spoken. Not that you would
I just meant spectacles to witness a spectacle.
Oh, I thought
that was just a joke. Sorry.
I will say, fuck it. You know what? You can still see the words. You have no idea what any of it means. You don't know what any of these strange symbols or letters are, but it looks nice. They're traveling around the road that you see in this room. So you're getting a little extra bit of show. But as the ritual proceeds, basically they're these bunch of spiders that sort of swarm into the room from sort of like the corners of the ceiling, although there's no apparent place where they're getting into the room from, and they sort of like crawl down the walls into the center of the summoning circle, and they begin sort of like climbing over each other, almost like ants do. And as you go further on into this ritual, you realize that they're sort of like weaving together the physicality of this demon by sort of like teamwork and just sort of like, you know, using each other as a mass to, you know, get up and build this being from the ground up.
Yay, more friends!
There are many friends. There are so many friends, you have no idea. But as this proceeds, you eventually do, standing in the candlelight of this ritual chamber, you are eventually presented with this sort of spider thread humanoid form. It's sort of very misshapen, but it doesn't seem to be a result of any lack of artistry on the spider's point. It seems like whatever this being is, it's supposed to sort of slouch to one side in the way that it does. It is supposed to have one arm shorter than the other. One might assume that the hole in the sort of thigh was probably left there for a reason. And whatever sort of pained expression is woven into this being's face, well, it seems to have been thoughtfully created. And you're looking at this sort of very pained being made out of spider silk. and for the sake of me not talking to myself, this being enters into a dialogue with Apollyon, who, over the course of their dialogue, the main points, Apollyon mentions that he knows this being's name, but says that he will not speak it in mixed company out of respect or social etiquette. He also mentions that the angel is dead. One can assume that if Apollyon didn't kill this being himself, he contributed to its death in some way. And finally, you note that Apollyon is asking this being, which he refers to as the enemy of health, for a plague. He does not mention anything beyond that he asked for a plague and he sees no plague, but he is asking for a plague, which over the course of discussion, you realize that this demon is hesitant to provide, but eventually it does relent as a result of whatever deal having been successfully completed on Apollyon's end.
Quick question.
Yes?
When it's summoned, do we get a new Sooth card?
Yeah, it's a great point. So let me put all of that on hold and see if the Sooth card poll changes anything. I really should just put a Post-it note on my computer. I'm losing my goddamn voice. I should put a Post-it note on my computer telling me to draw Sooth cards. Oh, shit. We pulled card number 20, Inevitable Cataclysm.
Oh, boy howdy.
Boy howdy indeed. Magic of the gold is enhanced. Magic of the silver is diminished. Vision, swans, blades, and water. Meanings, bad luck. Endings, inevitability, breaking a relationship. A significant relationship comes to an end. A disaster strikes. A structure collapses. So.
Good damn. Boy howdy.
Boy howdy indeed.
Dan,
So,
you're muted.
Before the exchange of the plague actually happens, but like as they're conversing and bartering, and it seems like the demon's gonna relent, and this strange dude that I don't know wants a plague. I'm gonna use one of my incantations.
sure, go ahead.
Severed Ties of Future Wonders.
All right.
This is a level 7 effect.
Okay.
It's noted as +1 die, so I'm probably gonna have to roll on this. You cancel ongoing magical effects. All are automatically and instantly depleted in a medium area within long range. So basically, even more than this room, I think, but like the room and all of the surrounding rooms, it'll cancel all ongoing magical effects, which would presumably include the summoning.
Yeah, it would include the summoning. Well, I'll say yeah, it will include the summoning. I was debating quickly back and forth whether or not the being is here, like if it's just physically here and the summoning itself has ended, or whether or not it's like...
I think the summoning's an ongoing thing, because when it ends, the being goes away.
Sure.
Presumably the venture would be the level of the creature, because that would be the level of the summoning.
Yeah, that is my thought as well, and it was also my thought that the demon's being here is part of the summoning. So yeah, I do agree with you there as well. So yeah, you do not know this being's level, but you are welcome to roll for it with +1 die.
All right.
Would you have had any conversation with us before doing anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Because I'm just standing on the other side of the room, and they start talking about negotiating a plague, and I'm like, maybe this isn't a great idea. All right, that's a 6 and a 3.
One tiny little plague.
And it's +7, so that's a 10 and a 13.
Only one of them succeeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does it look like as as Simon attempts to do this.
So I imagine that. So I'm just like releasing this incantation that I have in my mind. So it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And where it's severed ties, it's like a shimmering sort of blade appears and like goes to like slice through the salt circle and like the demon and like sort of to like cut all of the magical energies so it would just unravel.
All right, sure. So you actually do make a significant amount of progress because you were very close to those 2 successes, for sure. But whatever sort of magical scythe you were using to cut this, it sort of catches on the strength of the spider web, and the spider web sort of like reforms around this cut. It doesn't actually like it's not a full heal. The wound is still there, so to speak. The damage is still there in the spider web. And so as you do this, I think the part of the ritual that all 4 hearts needed to be there, I think that's complete because the ritual itself is complete. So I will say that at this point, Apollyon is going to weave together damage from hate and wounds from blood. And he is going to essentially trying to pull all of the blood out of your body. So can you make a withstand check for me?
All right.
Oh no!
This is what I'm like. Well,
Who needs blood, really?
Shit. Okay, so withstand. So I'm gonna spend a point from Bene from physicality,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna spend a sortilege.
Mm-hmm.
Because I probably need 2 successes here.
Yeah, definitely a magical effect for sure.
Yep. That's a 9 and a 4.
Only one of those succeeds. So you will take 7 injuries as a result of this magical effect. As you're just saying, and blood just starts pouring out of your pores, out of your tear ducts. You taste it sort of in your saliva glands in your mouth. Just every opening that blood could possibly come out of, it is rapidly escaping your body.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a physicality to negate one of the wounds that's going to come up from that.
Sure.
So that's going to be, that's still going to be 1 wound and 1 injury.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And so at this point, what would you like to do? Because we're at a crossroads here.
We certainly are.
I would say that at this point, if you were to sort of succumb to your suffering, so to speak, and end your action, Apollyon seems far more concerned with his deal than he is with getting at you for now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
but it is unreasonable to assume that if you were to, say, whip out your pistol and start firing, that you would be ignored.
Oh,
so
of course.
What do you intend on doing?
Of course. Well, I'm I'm pulling out Judge and I'm firing.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay.
First, hold on. Thank you, Critical Bard, for the gifted sub. Second, I want to do things too.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I will say that you everyone else has moved but you, so go ahead.
And I'm sorry. Where did we land on what happened to the demon?
The demon it's still there. Basically, nothing has happened except for an aesthetic change.
Yeah.
I would like to ask the demon very quickly. Would you like out of this deal?
It sort of like shifts uneasily. And the reason that I haven't been really explaining very much about what the demon has been saying is because it hasn't really been saying. All of its sort of communication has been sort of like body language and sort of like vague thoughts that you have not been privy to for the most part. Occasionally you would get like a feeling that is sort of like a residual psychic energy from this being.
Perfectly normal to me.
You have not been communicated with up until this point. And so the scene you get, you're responded to this question with a visual. And basically the scene that you are seeing, what you understand is that, I'm trying to think of how to put this. Imagine, so you would see, this is what you'd see. You'd see a bunch of spiders all crawling around this sort of, this very, it's ruined street. And there are desiccated bones just lining the street. And as a result of all of these corpses being stripped clean, the spiders are dying. And that is filling this creature with immense, almost sadness, I suppose.
Oh, that's so fun. I like the spiders. Okay, I have an ephemera I'd like to use.
Sure. I will say ultimately, for the sake of clarity, there's too much dying and not enough sickness to satisfy this demon. This is the enemy of health, not the enemy of life. So go ahead and do your thing.
Probably wants out of the deal.
It does want out of the deal. Not for an altruistic reason, though.
Yeah, well. So. Okay, hang on. I'm nervous.
Oh, God. I am too.
And what's Theodora doing right now?
She's preparing her own magic, watching this happen. She was at first just angrily looking at Zyman, but once he started to pull his gun, she began to sort of begin weaving something together. At this point, it's not really clear what.
Okay, I'd like to preemptively, before I do more than this, I'm gonna first, I would like to weave together let's see, invisibility from wind.
Okay.
And probably sight from freedom. I would like to make myself invisible to Theodora and to the eons of Paul and probably also the demon.
Okay,
make
sure.
myself invisible to them.
All right. So that is a level 6 effect.
Oh.
What?
Level 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy.
Yep. So you can spend that sorcery, and that will turn you invisible.
How long will that make me invisible?
That's a great question. What are the durations for? What was it? Wind and.
They're both 1 round.
Okay.
I would like to up that from 1 round.
Yeah. Let me see. You could spend 1 sorcery to up it to short, and I imagine 2 to up it to whatever is after short. I'm not entirely sure. Dan, about how long is short?
You're muted, Dan. You're muted.
You're muted.
Short would probably be about the whole action scene.
Okay, sure. Okay. So there you have it.
Yes, that.
All right. So you are now invisible.
Okay, that was 7.
Yeah, 7 total.
Ugh. Okay.
All right. So that's
So
your
activate-
thing.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I
Yes.
activate my Scarlet Arch.
All right. I don't know what that is. Can you remind me?
That's my ephemera object. So there's a little amulet that,
Okay.
like, as I'm
Yep.
pulling my gun out, I rip it off, which will be my action. So I have my Sooth deck because I'm gonna have to draw from the Sooth deck to determine if I blink out of existence or not.
All right, sure. Do I draw that? Or...
It all it is whether the card's even or odd. So
Oh,
I'll just
okay.
do-
Yeah, you're welcome to draw.
Yeah. So I do. So after that action, I blink out of existence.
Okay. So as you
I'm not invisible. I just don't exist.
Okay. So as you vanish out of existence, and Chess, you just vanish.
Yeah. Like stripes of me just slowly start disappearing
the
until
people-
in a spiral until I'm just gone.
Not to offend, but as you had not shot or otherwise attempted to injure anybody here, they seem significantly less concerned about your vanishing than
It's fine.
Zyman's. Zyman, how often do you need to pull to?
So what happens is when it's my turn again,
Mhm.
I wink back into existence. I do my action. I pull. If it's odd,
Okay.
yeah. So it's like the blink spell essentially,
Okay, sure.
except
I will
it's a
say-
50% chance that it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Sure. I will say that they don't know exactly what happened, only that the two of you vanished. For all they know, you teleported or something. So they're not too concerned about completing anything in any reasonable time frame. So within the amount of time it would take you to reappear, they're just still like discussing. Now, very angrily and very spiritedly, but still just discussing. So you just reappear 5 to 10 seconds later.
What's Alice doing?
What is Alice doing? That's a great question.
Alice is gonna be invisible for all this because she doesn't want to get anything happening, and she'll probably stay close to Chesh and just be ready if she needs to cast a spell or anything.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
So Zyman, back to you.
Yeah. So this time I blink back in, and Judge is just leveled at Apollyon.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fire. So that's gonna be a whole lot because it's a level 4 pistol, and I have 2 levels in pistol.
Mhm.
So that's a venture of 6. I'm gonna spend a bene for my accuracy, so it's a venture of 7.
Then that's
And-
it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna spend a sortilege because I don't know if he's magical or not.
Sure.
All right, so that was it. Like I hit his level,
Yeah.
so I don't need to roll.
Yeah.
I should roll the magic dice on the sortilege though, just in case.
Oh,
it
true. To
flux.
see if we get Plex.
It does not.
Aw. But
All right.
yes. So you hit the challenge. And what are you shooting at, just for flavor's sake?
Oh, like shooting him right in the face.
Okay. You don't quite pull that off.
Yeah,
But
it is going to do a lot of damage here. Let me just double check something because it's a pistol, so it's medium, which is 4, but I have telesthetic strike, so it's +2, so it's 6.
okay, that's pretty good. So yeah, you get him. You definitely shoot him. So why don't you go ahead and pull your suit card to see if you still exist?
I still exist. I drew an even card.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
So typically, because like we're in
Yeah.
action mode, right? So it's kind of
No.
important whether like Cheshire and Alice get to go.
Yeah, so I'll let
It does.
Chess and Alice, if you have any decisions that have changed since last time.
Alice is just watching things to see if anything.
Mhm.
Actually, who used the blood gushing spell?
That was Apollyon, and that was Weaving.
Okay, Alice is gonna step in with a spell then.
Okay, go ahead.
So Alice is going to look over to Apollyon and whisper rather, your story doesn't belong here. You shouldn't be hurting people. I don't like this. And she's going to use departure from reality on them. So I affect one being within long range, and then I control their perceptions of everything. I can control what they see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and every round it's a depletion roll. Yeah, and it's 7 sorcery.
Okay. Then
Just gonna
Yeah.
work because the venture will be 7 and 2
yeah, I
dice.
think that just works. So what you control all these things? What exactly are you attempting to do?
So I'm going to have Apollyon suddenly have a bunch of dirt come up around them and enclose them and pull them down so they think they're stuck and encased in a piece of earth, and then suddenly give them the motion of dropping very rapidly so that they think they're falling into the earth far away from where we are.
Okay, sure.
Just give them a little different story.
All right. So, Chess, do you have anything you would like to do?
I think based on what's happening, what I'll do now is I'd like to position myself in a place where I could maybe whisper loud enough for only Theodora and the eons of Paul, and maybe even that demon to hear me. I'd like to start babbling.
I'm not sure you could whisper to all 3 of them and only all 3 of them because of the geometry of the room.
Oh.
So would you like to pick one?
It doesn't matter all that much. I'm just gonna get to a place close to Theodora, I guess. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna start using my forte ability, nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be, and if anyone else hears me in the room, then they hear me. But I just start singing, 'twas brilling and the slithy toads did jibe and gambol in the Warbay. And it says, I confuse others when I speak. All close beings that can hear and understand me are confused, suffering a -1 penalty on all their next actions.
Okay. All close beings. How far is close, Dan?
I think that's within like 5 feet.
Okay.
5-10 feet.
Yeah. And how much sorcery are you investing in this?
So this is the first time I've ever used a forte ability that wasn't no action. So I don't know how this works.
It's its level.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you can add more if you'd like to increase the level. Correct?
Only if you have the secret.
Okay.
You have to have the expansive not expansive endeavor, but the one that's for sorcery.
Yeah.
So it is a level 2.
Okay. So then you would roll with a venture of 2 and +1 die.
Okay. So how much sorcery do I need to spend then?
2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I roll. I'm sorry, could you repeat that one more time?
You roll with a venture of 2.
Okay.
And +1 die. So you're rolling 2 die and adding 2 to the result of each.
Okay. Big money, no whammies. Okay. So there's an 8, and there's a 6. So that brings them to a total of 10 and 8. Is that how that works? Do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that'll do it. So she has a -1 to all of her next actions, right?
Correct.
For 1 round, right? Or
on their next actions. It doesn't specify rounds. It just says -1 penalty to their to all their next actions.
Okay, so actions plural was referring, I assume, to the fact that this affects all close beings.
Probably.
So yeah, it would be
So the
just
next action she takes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay.
We do one thing per like round, right? That's how
Yeah.
this works. Cool. Perfect.
Okay. So let's
I'm
see.
so excited and nervous.
Yeah. Let's see. So
I'm just speaking gibberish to her. Makes sense to me though.
all right. Well, so Theodora is now going to complete her weave. I think she's mildly confused by what you've done. She seems to falter a little bit, but not nearly so concerned with you right now as she is with Zeinlin. So she is going to begin weaving and create, very similar to the effect that began during the summoning, this large collection of spiders, which are now swarming Zeinlin, both biting and attempting to bind him with silk. So could you make another withstand, I suppose?
All right, so it is an actual physical effect.
Yes, it is very reasonable to believe it's magical as well.
Yeah, of course. All right, so their challenge is effectively going to be reduced by 1.
Yes.
But it's physical, and I've got a wound, so my ventures actually starts at -1, and I don't have any physicality to spend, but I do have the sortilege, and it's a 2. It's a 2 and an 8.
That is only one.
1 and a 7.
Yeah, that is only one success.
Yep.
So you will receive 6 injuries.
Okay.
Oh, what's that mean?
Hi, Alice.
Ah!
See you soon.
Yep. Have fun, Cheshire.
Do I have an exit? That's my question right now.
The door still exists.
Still exists? Is it?
Wait. So that ephemera that cancels effects, how long does that last? And does it last after you have perished?
That's a real good thing, because actually that would have affected a whole bunch of things.
Would have.
Yeah, because new effects cast from or into that area are canceled before they can achieve any result, and it depletes on a 0 or 1 each round.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. I don't think anybody knew that.
No, I didn't read it.
Yeah.
All right. I read it but then missed it. So it would have depleted on the second round.
Okay.
So the easiest would be that I'm alive because his blood thing wouldn't have worked. But everything from that point on would.
Sure. I wouldn't. I'm not going to go back and try to undo pools or anything.
No.
Yeah.
But that would be I think that would be the only major effect.
Yeah. But so how?
And then it's gone.
Oh, okay. Then it's gone. Okay. So then the door has reappeared since it was removed from existence.
Okay.
By magical cancellation. So there is an exit. Yes.
Okay. So, and what's the state of the Eon of Paul and the state of Theodora?
Theodora is uninjured. The enemy of health has not done anything yet. And that's what's happening next.
Oh,
And Apollyon is injured, but not dead. He is currently...
Did Alice's thing, like, did that look real to everyone else? How does
I
that
don't
work?
think so.
It's
Yeah,
just
no.
them.
Just in his head. So we
Apollyon
just
is-
saw him get injured by nothing.
No, his injury is from
Simon
me
shot him.
shooting him.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Simon shot him, and Alice encased him in perception, basically.
Gotcha. Perfection.
So-
I love it.
So that's the situation as it stands.
I want to see what the demon does.
Oh boy.
Listen, curiosity killed the cat.
So I'm going to say this. And I will say that this is sort of like mentally broadcast to all of you. That the demon says it will fulfill its end of the bargain, but quite frankly, is done with this relationship. And it sort of collapses and dissolves into very large number of spiders and quite a lot of spider silk in the center of the room, but it has no intention of helping Apollyon. But it has said it will fulfill its end of the bargain. So that brings us back to you three. Simon, what are you up to?
That's a good question. As I have a momentary time lapse of my own death.
Quick,
Oops.
draw a new Sooth card, because I should have been...
Oh yes, you should draw a card. I
Yeah,
draw mine after my action, but you should draw one.
yeah, you should have been doing that. We have drawn the Vizier, the nemesis of notions, cats, clocks, and wind. So that is there's a key. That's cats, clocks, and wind. The enemy of Ardent. So if you're Ardent, you have -2 to all of your ventures from here on out. If you are not Ardent, you have -1 to all of your adventures. And if you are an apostate, you're too cool for this shit.
That's right. That's right.
Let's see.
I want you to focus, damn it.
Meanings: manipulation, sycophant, power and influence. Sycophant is manipulating a leader. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you have -1. What part? Here. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm an apostate, so I'm ignoring that nonsense anyway.
Yeah.
I'm at -1 from my wound anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I know if I shoot Apollyon again that I'm probably gonna succeed. Especially because he's all messed up, so presumably that's gonna ease something a little bit, because he doesn't even see me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's gonna kill him. He's been pretty hefty. But, I just need to have faith in my ephemera and go for broke, because it's a 2-shot, so who cares? So Judge is going to fire again.
All right.
So I'm going to spend an accuracy and sortilege. So my venture is actually going to be 6, not 7.
Okay. Well,
I just need a 1 or higher, I think, right? Well, because
I would say he's encased in whatever.
He's helpless.
Prison
So
that Alice has encased him in. So I will say that this
that's
is
at least a 1.
Yeah. Actually, let's determine that real quickly. Corey, when do you roll depletion on that? Is it once a round?
Yep.
All right, so let's roll depletion on that to see how that goes.
It stays.
It stays? All right, then yeah, you could complete this with 6.
Okay. And I did not trigger Flux. So
All right.
So that's another 6 injuries.
All right. Not quite killing him, but very, very, very close. He's
And
bleeding almost as profusely as I described you were before we realized what that ephemera did.
and then I blink out of existence.
All right. Alice?
Alice is going to sort of begin moving towards the door, and as she does, she wants to go past Chess and say, this is Alice. This is getting a bit too much. I'm going to head out.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to join. Okay, bye-bye now. And Alice is going to continue heading towards the door.
Sure. I will say it's not so large a room. You're within like another... You're probably right by the door, honestly.
Sweet.
Not so large a room. Chess, what are you up to?
So, I'd like to use an ephemera that Alice is actually quite familiar with.
Oh, no.
Is this that goddamn coin again?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
All right.
I'd like to just slap it on Theodora and
All
leave.
Can you use an ephemera and then move?
I don't know. You tell me. I'll leave whenever I can.
She can move a few steps, but that's
Okay,
basically
sure.
it.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can't quite leave.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it would probably take you a whole... After this, it will take an entire turn for you to get to the door. Not to leave the room, but to get to the door.
Oh, is the door not... The door is probably not very open.
No, the door is closed.
Yeah.
They did not leave the door open while summoning a demon in an art gallery.
Yeah. I just whisper, Alice, can you take me with you?
All right. What's the value of that ephemera? What level
It's
is
a
it?
7.
That'll do
read it. I'll read it for you. So, Elisis, it's a coin-like token. You touch this token to a living creature. That creature is disintegrated over the next 3 rounds.
Okay. All right. So 7 doesn't work. 7 will do it for sure. And she begins to sort of like start burning away as if you just like dumped acid on whatever body part you stuck the coin onto. And that sort of disintegration seems to be spreading pretty rapidly.
I don't feel so good, Tony.
I assume Alice has some flashbacks.
Not the Cheshire would know, but yeah.
So let's see. So Corey, while in the condition that Apollyon is in, can he act?
I think so. It just says that I control all their senses.
Okay, sure.
If they start doing stuff, I'm not going to let them perceive their own body, though. Like, I'm taking away everything.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, however that factors into what they do.
Let me quickly consult the suit card. See if it has any guidance for me. Okay. Yeah, I'll say that he's unable to act. For her part, though, does acting render one uninvisible? I'm sorry asking you so many questions, Dan.
It would depend on what you did, but not as a default rule.
Okay.
It would really just depend on the nature of the spell or whatever that you cast.
Okay, then yeah, I don't think there's any reason to believe that Theodora can see you. And so as a result, I think she is going to weave filth from alleyways and space from infinity to sort of create this like those sort of like classic shape of like a virus, those macrophages with like the legs and
Yep.
the diamond shaped heads, those. So she's going to basically pull a bunch of them up from the ground as sort of an area damaging thing. So could you please roll probably withstand? This is a magical effect as well.
Okay.
And what is your heart?
It's gallant.
Okay.
So I only have a -1 of this, right?
Yeah, you only have a -1.
Does she have a -1?
She does.
Or a -2?
What do we do for NPCs in this regard? Do they get a minus to the sooth based on sooth card?
Not typically, I don't think.
Yeah, because like that would just cancel it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like this is player exclusive.
Ooh. Okay. So I need to try to spend what? Physicality to withstand shit?
Physicality for withstand.
And a sortilege? Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it's magical, you basically have to.
Mm-hmm.
So spending the physicality increases my venture?
Increases
right?
your venture by 1.
Okay. So basically washing out the card.
Yes.
That's super cocked. Oh no, it wasn't. Okay.
It was cocked. Roll again.
I thought it was cocked, but actually, it actually landed.
Okay.
So I have a 4 to 6.
That will not do it.
No.
You take no damage from this, but you've been attacked by a virus, and I will let you ruminate on what that might mean.
No.
We'll pull another sooth card as Theodora begins to waste away.
Yep.
You do, at least. That's 49. There we go. The unwelcome child. Oh, Jesus. Look at that art. Oh, God.
I'll find it.
Now you're at 5. The apprentice of Notions, Cats, Clocks, and Winds. So if you were an Ardent, you were at -1. Everyone else, neutral. Disaster strikes. Oh, sweet Jesus. A curse or a plague ravages an area.
Oh, boy.
Oof.
Oof.
The Sooth
And
cards
see,
don't lie.
So it's exiled. Okay. All right. Yep.
That shit.
That shit indeed.
Oh.
All right, so that's at the top of the round. Alice, are you just leaving?
Alice is going to wait at the threshold of the door so that if Cheshire comes running, she'll get ready, and she's going to use her action to refresh her sorcery pool. But she specifically wants to keep her head on the other side of the door so she can see out.
Okay. You don't see a whole lot. The ball is sort of starting to wind down. You begin to see the first few people leaving. They tend to be older looking, but the ball is beginning to wind down. That's all you see on the other side of the door.
Okay.
So that's you. Zyman, what are you up to?
Well, can't leave a job unfinished. So I am going for one more on Apollyon.
All right.
And that's a 3 and a 6, so that will be a success for 6 more injuries.
Then as he is sort of like, I don't quite remember all of the detail about what Alice did to his perceptions, but as he's sort of like wigging out and sort of just like believing he's falling or entrapped in dirt or everything. You just like look at this sort of very distressed man and shoot him, and he dies.
Yeah, and I imagine for flavor through the whole 3 rounds, I've been taking like a step closer, bang, winking out of
Nice.
existence, step closer, bang,
Yes,
like
that is
just-
absolutely what happens for sure.
and I wink back out of existence.
All right. Chess, what are you up to?
Leaving.
Leaving? All right.
So I have a question.
Sure.
If one were to want to spin wind and freedom together with speed and escape,
You've spent 9 sorcery already.
I have
If you
one left. What will that get me?
Oh boy. Okay. Let me quickly consult the levels of effect table.
What would that get me?
Oh, let's find out. I'm impressed you have 10 sorcery there. That's neat. I like that a lot.
I gained in my forte and I put all my points into it. I did a little restructuring because of things earlier. You're muted, Dan.
Oh, that would be why. If you're trying to move more than like the normal, it's just kind of like a movement roll. And spending 1 sorcery that level, you can get +1 on a significant action.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, go ahead. It'll be a movement challenge then. I will say it's not a very difficult movement challenge. I'll say it's 4.
Okay.
And you have +1 to that from the weave.
Okay.
And you
And I can spend one of my movement pool
Yes.
to get. Okay.
And you're not affected by the 2 cards, so yeah, you're good to go.
Okay. And it's already magical, so I don't need to spend sortilege.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. I have a 3 and a 1.
All right,
What's that get me?
out the door.
Good. That's all I need.
All right, so after becoming infected, I would assume that much is clear. You just zoot straight out the door. It almost bump into this very respectable elderly couple who just kind of look at you like taken aback as you burst out into the gallery.
Oh, hi.
They just kind of like give you a wider berth, making disgusted old rich people faces, as you do.
Oh, my face is back.
Let's see. That was.
Is there
I will say for
is
the
there
sake
a door like doorknob with like a lock at all on the other side? On our side?
there's no lock on your side. No,
Okay.
I mean there's a slot for a key, but there's not like a lock.
There's a spot for a key though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say for the sake of this, since Zylan, you blinked out of existence, and Theodora is in the process of being dissolved. I think that by the time you reappear, she will have dissolved completely. So yeah, you reappear at the beginning of the next round. You see, Apollyon is dead. There's a pile of ash where Theodora used to be, and you are standing in an otherwise empty summoning room.
Yep. I think I scoop up a little of Theodora, put it in a folded up piece of paper,
Really,
And
what would that
like
rage
a
coin?
makeshift envelope, and tuck it in a pocket because you never know when you might need that. and snip off a bit of Apollyon's hair and tuck that away, and walk out the door, adjusting my tie and closing it. And if there's the old couple nearby, I just say something like, "Got real messy in there when you go in."
Take his mage coin.
Well, I've got the 2 that he paid me. I don't know if he has more. Oh yeah, I'd probably pat him down. Does he have any mage coins?
Let's consult the Sooth deck, because we did technically start a new round, the final round, in which all that happened is Theodora dissolving and you reappearing. So that's card number 57, the cat. Value is 6, companion of notions, cats, clocks, and wind. So that is ardent. If you are an ardent, you're duplicates the effects of the previous card. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So nothing has changed as far as ventures go. The previous card. Let me see.
So basically, Ardents are screwed right now still.
Yeah. I'll say you find 1 mage coin.
Yeah. And I just sort of like, if he's got any books or pieces of paper, and we can sort out what might be on that later.
Sure, yeah.
But like, because I don't look at them. I just, if I find a scrap of paper, I pull it out and tuck it in a pocket. If there's a book, I pull it out and tuck it in a pocket. It's just like,
I can tell what I can tell you.
And
Sure. What I can tell you right now is that there is he's not carrying a book on him. But as you leave, you would notice that he was reading from a ritual, a physical text that is currently lying on the ground undisturbed.
Okay, so a monograph.
Yeah.
Okay, and then otherwise I book it out and do the adjusted tie and got real messy in there.
All right.
Now I want to know all about Caspian and Philia while this all was happening.
Right, yeah. We've got 10 minutes. What's going on with Caspian and Philia?
How long was that?
Yeah.
How much time passed?
So
In
inside
game time.
Inside the room, 3 hours passed. Once they got back out, they came back out at the moment that they came back out at the moment they went in. They spent no time in there.
That's right.
Then
Time is a lie.
yeah, I think
So while you were bickering about doing something brave, actually while you're walking to the door to leave, Caspian is following you, telling you that you're his ride. You see very disheveled Zymelin, Alice, and Cheshire.
I'm covered in blood.
oh my god, it was a weird sex party. You were right.
Didn't
I'm
I
not-
tell you?
I didn't sign up for this. This is not.
Well, you didn't participate, so it's fine, really.
But
Look,
I
they look mostly fine.
We should go.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Why don't we go?
I would like to go home with my books that are predictable, not to weird sex parties.
It was lovely meeting you all. I hope you got what you wanted.
Well, I didn't really have expectations. It's easy to not be disappointed that way.
Oh, I'm very disappointed, and I didn't arrive with expectations at all.
Well, that's no fun.
You're right. So I'm going to go now.
You know, we met a guy in there. His name was a Paul Dion. Do you know each other?
Oh, he's another Paul.
Yeah,
Oh,
like a whole eon of Pauls.
Oh, wow. Carl, you must have so much in common together because there's a whole eon of Carls, as indicated in the amount of A's in your name.
15.
15 even. 15 eons, perhaps. Cheshire, you are just so pleasant and so observant, and I can't wait for us to meet again. Oh,
Didn't sound terribly sincere.
it was fine. It was fine. Just shush.
I must say, Cheshire there has some interesting skill sets.
You know what?
Paul.
You know a skill set I'm not interested in is summoning demons, and I'm pretty sure that you, Zeinlin, Zeinhopper, whatever your name is, you disappeared down the demon summoning hall, and then Alice and Cheshire also did as well. So whatever your powers are, as they relate to summoning dark and dangerous things are concerned,
I just stood there. Actually, I walked the road, and that's it.
Look, there was like 3 hours of chanting and mumbo jumbo.
I'm sorry, what?
I batted at some candles.
No,
I walked around in a road.
You were in there for about 30 seconds, maybe?
No,
3 hours.
3 hours.
Oh, jeez.
But I mean, what's time even really? So
No, that's
Exactly.
fair. That's absolutely fair.
And then this Apollyon fella summoned a spider demon who was the
I
enemy
love
of health,
spiders.
and wanted
I know they're pretty
a,
great.
No, they're not.
wanted a plague. And then
Hmm.
I decided that this weird, creepy guy having a plague was probably not a good idea, so I shot him.
You know, this is it. This is Caspian. This is why I don't leave my house.
And then the woman, she started trying to do things. So
Oh,
I
did she now?
made her gone.
Yeah, you disintegrated her. That was awesome, by the way. High five.
That was fun. I'd never done that before.
I'm sorry, you what? You disintegrate. Okay.
So you high five Zyland, and you pull back, and your hand is now covered in blood.
Oh, it's a paint party even.
Does he now have the virus?
I'm a little woozy.
Oh,
That's a question for another time.
I'm so sleepy now. Now is the time that I'm going to go to my house where my bed is for
Are you
my
headed
your
back to
house?
Fartown?
Where
Are
is
you
your
headed back
house?
to Fartown?
I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell anybody where my house is.
Well, do you want to share a cab?
No, absolutely not. What makes you think I would want to share a cab with any of you? Oh my
It's
goodness.
cheaper.
Expense is not a concern of mine at the moment.
All right, so
Coral?
who wants to share
Is
a
it
cab?
all of us that she doesn't like?
Cheshire, Alice, you want to share a cab back to Fartown?
I would be
I
up
mean,
for
I
that.
don't really need a cab, but sure.
Speaking of, as you're discussing and debating, and Zyland is standing there covered in blood, you're approached by about 3 thought forms who
Oh.
all look exactly the same. Excuse me, sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. In your state, we cannot.
Yeah. That's fair. Just be glad I'm a little tapped out, because yeah. All right.
Speaking of which, can I use an action to replenish my sorcery pool?
Yes, you can.
Just in case.
So, Simon, as you're being escorted out, leaving a bloody footprints behind you, does anyone have anything else they would like to do at this ball?
Caspian, can we just go get noodles? I just
Yeah, all right.
I just want
We'll walk.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
It
I
was
think
nice
I put
to meet
15
you.
E's in there. Alice,
Yes.
You want to take a look at the gallery with me real quick? I just want to go shopping.
I am okay with that. I don't think I need to sleep anymore, so I'm not really getting tired.
Cool.
Yeah. Alice will go with Chess to the gallery.
All right, and I think that's everybody. So yeah, that's it. Wow.
Yay
Okay.
for not dying.
Yeah. Oh boy. Wow. Okay. I guess we'll go around and do favorite moments, acumen, joy, and despair. And I'm just going as it appears to me on Zoom. So Dan.
All right. So
joy and despair.
Favorite moment was the whole scene with Philia, Caspian, and Cheshire when they first met, and the Paul and Carl with 15 A's, because it's a good thing I was muted, because I was laughing so hard that I was coughing up a lung and almost died because I couldn't breathe.
I saw you like curled over
Yeah.
hacking, and I was like, I don't know what that's about. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, I was 5 million shades of red. I don't know what it was, just every time it was Carl, I just lost it. It was one of those things where I found it so funny the first time that the problem is the reason why it escalates is it's funnier because I found it so funny the previous time, and it just ramps up until I've lost all control. Yeah, it's exponential growth. I believe I made some more progress on joining the Church of Midnight.
Absolutely.
So that is an acumen. And I'm going to say that having like a third of my blood supply ripped out of my body and almost dying is worthy of despair.
And being aware that you unwittingly contributed to the release of the plague.
To the plague, yep. Yep. And so that's me.
All right, Sam.
My favorite moment was, I don't want to say anything.
Oh no. We're cutting out.
Oh.
Bros.
Yeah,
well,
maybe
put a
go
pin in
on.
that.
Oh, you're back.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
froze.
back now.
You said you didn't want to say anything.
Oh, well, I didn't want to pick anything that involved myself. So instead, I'm going to go. I really like Dan's description of his character blinking in and out of existence as he slowly walks forward, shooting the guy. That was very. I thought of the Matrix during the whole thing. Your ritual was lovely. I'm glad I wasn't there, though. That was brutal, Alex.
Yeah, second time, I didn't really know how this all worked. So everyone survived, though. So
Did they? I thought Dan died.
Because of a mistake, a misreading of one of the cards.
Okay. Get on.
Corey? Oh wait, no. Did Caspian advance any despair?
No, I don't think so. I can't really think of anything that caused him any joy or despair because.
Oh,
kind of just was there. Nope.
Okay. Corey?
Yeah. So I think Alice's favorite moment, I'm going to pick myself. I really liked using my ability that way for the first time. Every time, surprisingly, every time so far, it's been used for like happy things or joy or like nice stuff. And I was like, ooh, a combat application of this. So that was fun to try out. And then I don't have any arcs that were relevant, so I didn't have any of that. And then Alice was a little bit hesitant to get too involved, so I don't think there was really much for joy or despair there because she was kind of being careful, doesn't want to get banished for a year and a day. So yeah.
Neat. Any arcs or anything?
No, she doesn't have any relevant ones for now.
All right. And Alexis?
Oh boy. Jeez. Let's see. Hi, I'm Alexis at Vox Fanato. You can find me most of the time on Desperary, but I like to be here playing Invisible Sun with these fine folks. Favorite moment was probably, I just loved being able for Cheshire and Alice to finally meet. Not finally meet, but to meet, because all of those interactions were what I wanted.
I have a side scene suggestion.
Yes, absolutely, I'm for it.
Okay.
So that was very exciting. And getting to use that coin like in Alice's presence. I think that was my favorite part. I don't really know about joy or despair or advancing. I don't think so. My character arc, I don't really think applies. I don't think, unless, getting a virus counts towards my transformation arc. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I guess we'll see what happens with that virus.
I was going to say, yeah, I think a strong case could be made for despair. Granted, I don't know how Chess feels about this. I don't know if she cares, but I think the case could be made.
I think if nothing else, she would have despaired at her very new friend getting so very hurt.
That's fair.
If nothing else, because Cheshire wants to make friends.
All right.
But I don't have anything else.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing else really fits, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. And Knox?
Geez, favorite moment. Man, it's hard to pick. Yeah, I'm definitely selfishly gonna choose one that involves myself. Any interaction, okay, even ones that didn't involve myself or Philly, I should say. Any interaction with Cheshire, freaking hilarious, especially the Carl.
I love it.
Hard to keep a straight face. Also, freaking Alexis's accent kept influencing my own, so I kept losing whatever accent Philia's attempt is.
Sharing my delirium.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, it's contagious. So yeah, Cheshire was a joy.
Accents are a virus.
Yeah, that any moment with Cheshire at all was fantastic. What else am I supposed to do? Oh, do it. Did I get joy right?
Acumen, joy, or despair.
Man, so the dance actually didn't happen. Otherwise, Philly would have taken joy for that.
That's cool. I was going to say I think a case could be made for despair because you were rejected.
Oh no, it wasn't rejected.
I mean, Billy asked for a dance, and that was not acquiesced to by. I just think the argument could be made. It's not my character. I'm just.
But we didn't really return to it, which rightfully so, because obviously that was not the main plot. But it would have happened. But then we had like a 30-second window anyway, so it wouldn't have happened.
I feel like the argument there is that Philia would take a point of despair because she was influenced by the shot of bravery and made that move, which she would not do otherwise because Caspian is very distracting from her primary work. And so she would take a point of despair for having lost that opportunity because, all of a sudden, poof, there is Zineland fucking covered in blood. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's a mood killer if there ever was one. So I feel like Philia would take a point of despair.
Mm-hmm. Any progress on your arc?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
I think that's it. Yeah.
I think so.
Bases. Okay.
And yeah, I think that's it overall as well.
It is indeed. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in and sticking around. Thanks, Alex, so much for GMing, so I had a chance to play some Invisible Sun. It was a blast. And so everyone will initiate a raid, I think, on somebody. If anyone has any suggestions. I see Scraticus is up, but I'm not sure if they're just hanging out and not doing RPG stuff.
Open for Adventures up.
What's that? Open for Adventure?
Open for
okay.
Adventures up.
Sure, sounds good. So we'll trigger that. But yes, we've got things going on every night of the week these days here on Variant Roles. Schedule is up. Has been posting periodically and is up in chat. So tune in. In terms of announcements for me, if you want to see some Void Horror in Space, come in on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And as I launch Project VHS. But everyone else has wonderful games happening, and we'll see what we organize for Invisible Sun for next Saturday. And I think that's about it. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'm going to initiate the raid as soon as I put us on the end screen and have time to type that in.
Thanks, Alex, for running.
Thanks folks.